Okay, so on this third episode, I'm going to be chatting with my longtime acquaintance and music confidant, hip hop producer Jason McGuiness, hip hop jazz producer. He released several projects over the years, including collaborations with current jazz standouts Kamasi Washington, Brandon Owens, Kenyon Harold, and Phil Ranlin, amongst others. So I've been listening to your new record, Passages is the name of the
Yeah.
album.
Yep.
And I see you have Kenyon Harrell, Phil Ranlin, and Kamasi on the album. I noticed you collaborated with those artists in the past. How did you meet them? And was it easy for them to acknowledge your vision for the tracks, or was it all collaborative?
Um, so I met Kamasi when I lived in LA, and I'd go to like a lot of Ethio Cali shows and other Kamasi shows, like West Coast Get Down at like the Blue Whale, and he played for free
Oh,
at the
okay.
piano bar every Wednesday for years. And I just go, no one was really checking him out that much then, but I would just go to those all the time, and I met him that way.
Oh, cool.
And so Kamasi was on my first record, the Norma Whitfield Barrett Strong tribute.
The Temptations, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep. And
correct.
so he was on that one. And honestly, it's all been remote, mostly because I moved to San Diego. But I just try to create the vibe and try to, get a good scratch track together and like build the rhythm section with talented guys, and then
Hmm.
leave it open for them to put their vision on, because that's what I get excited about.
Right
Um,
on. So he was a part of Ethio Cali back in the day.
he was, yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
He just played
Yeah.
with them quite often. He wasn't fully in the well. That band was just a collective of different guys with their own bands
Right.
playing Ethiopian jazz and African jazz, which is really a lot of fun to see. I don't think they ever put anything out but one like re- live tape cassette.
Oh,
So it's kind of sad
wow.
because it was a really cool era of LA music.
Yeah, I'm sure I caught them back then, just
Yeah,
off just off
yeah.
the whim.
They'd
Yeah,
play like grand performances and all that kind of stuff. All those
right,
all
right.
those gigs. Yeah, yeah,
All those, yeah.
yeah.
So,
And
and then
yeah,
Kenyon.
yeah. I actually met him through Todd Simon, who was the band leader of Ethio Cali.
Okay.
Um, they met like in the early 2000s or something. Keon was in Common's band, A Black Girl Named Becky. Do you remember that?
Oh, wow. No, I don't remember
He's
that,
in that
bro.
band. Okay, that was like a
Phew.
long time ago. Yeah, and
Wow.
Todd was in Macy Gray's band, and they toured, so they met then. And
Uh-huh.
Brandon, I think, actually knew him in high school. Brandon Eugene Owens, or they're both from St. Louis or something like that. I forget. Somehow they were connected, and
Hmm.
Brandon linked me up with them, and then we recorded at the first tracks we did at Todd's house.
Hmm.
These ones were done remotely. It's like March or April, right when the coronavirus thing was really just starting to jump off, and
Right.
everything was real uncertain, and it was just really a good way to pass time and stay creative and like
Awesome.
kind of stay motivated, which is kind of what the title Passages was about.
Hmm.
Just kind of like places to go but can't go anywhere was kind of the concept, I
Right.
guess. You know what I mean? I don't know
Exactly. Yeah.
if
So Phil Ranlin is like from Detroit. He's a
yes.
legendary
Yeah, he lives in
player.
LA. He lives in LA though.
Oh, okay. He lives in LA
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But
So he did a few gigs, and I don't remember how I met him, but we actually recorded those songs that the guy I mentioned previously, Todd Simon's pad.
oh, okay.
So it was a lot of fun. I don't remember how I met him. I think probably just going to shows. Like he played the LACMA a few times, and
The museum. Okay, LACMA.
yeah. But you
Yeah.
remember when they were doing a Saturday or Sunday night live jazz shows or something a few
Right.
years ago? Yeah,
Absolutely. I
he was
remember.
at those.
Yeah.
I just can't remember exactly, but it's something like that.
So
So
he's got to be in his 60s or 70s at this point.
I think 70s. Yeah, he's up there. So
Oh, wow. That's
yeah,
awesome, man. That is great,
yeah.
man.
So and he was like, do you have something for me to play, or do you want me to be free? And I'm like, I won't, be free, of course. Like
Just
that's
like
the whole concept. Yeah, to
imp
me.
improvisation and type stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then I kind of like, from making beats, I kind of went rearranged and chopped it up and put it, the way arranged it the way it is. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it was a lot of fun though.
Do you feel like you've been more creative since COVID, since the lockdown, or do you feel like
I've had more
you're
time.
not as inspired or more inspired?
I have more time, and I'm always feeling inspired, kind of, especially if you sample, because there's, you're
Right.
always can find something inspiring to use. But I've had more time to focus on things, even though it's been a little tricky waiting for the vinyl to get here because it's just been such a nightmare process with the pressing plant right now.
Oh,
Um,
okay. You mean once the
so
final product is out? Yeah.
yeah, and just kind
Yeah.
of you get into the wait and you get anxious and you know anticipation, waiting for the final thing, and kind of just like overrides any creative process. Just kind of wanting to get past the one and move on to the next. But I've had so much time to work on stuff. It's been really great.
Cool.
Luckily,
During your recording process, are you starting with certain instruments first, like the drums, or are you starting off with like your synthesizer, keyboard work, or beats, or it doesn't really matter
uh,
to you?
I never really start with drums. I always add them later. I always try to
Okay.
get like a little melody or loop, whether it's a sample or just messing around on the drum machine or synth, and just trying to come up with some weird, just trying to make a vibe and then build off
Hmm.
the original vibe. If that makes any sense.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. So I know you have a passion for psychedelic soul. What psych soul albums are like most influential on your production style? Like, what do you like
All the like Barrett Strong, Norman Whitfield stuff from like '69 to '72.
that
Um,
era?
the-
Right.
yeah, they're just getting out there. The fuzz guitars and the
Right. Right.
political, social content, but they also just drop some beautiful, amazing tracks in there at times too. So
Yeah, and it
the
was like
first,
often overlooked, right?
yeah,
In history, like people aren't
yeah,
really checking for that stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and then but Sly's first record inspired all that stuff because he brought in the multi leads. Like each song used to have one person doing the lead, and then the rest of the group would do the backup. But Sly would have different people doing the leads throughout the song.
Mm.
The fuzz guitars, the Hendrix influence on that into soul music. So
There was
um,
one album that he did all by himself, right? The really
yeah, that
popular
was
Sly album. Yeah.
yeah, that was a little later than what I mean, but
Oh, okay, later
yeah,
in
like
his
his
career.
first one with like those kind of early hip hop drum patterns, and
Hmm.
then the leads and the fuzz guitars and soul music. Do you know the song Underdog?
No, I can not offhand, but if I heard it,
Okay,
maybe.
that's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
great one.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Um, yeah, it's all right there in that track.
Right on. Are
If you
you
check
still
that out.
doing the psychedelic stacks with him though, or that was like from something from a long time ago? Or is
I
anyone still
stopped.
doing it?
I stopped a few years ago when I moved to San Diego. It was just a lot
Right.
of work getting back and forth, and then I was like recording here and submitting it, but it was
Hmm.
just wasn't the same. And then I just
Yeah.
had to focus on work and stuff. So I had a great time doing all that, of course, but
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, just not happening at this time. So
Right. Maybe later on once things start to get back together, you know.
yeah, if that
You
ever
know,
happens.
if that ever happens, dude. For
Yeah, for
real.
sure.
Yeah, dude. So are you currently working with any hip hop artists? I really like the work on the Star Sign mixtape. Are you doing
I'm
anything
not.
like that right now
I'm
or
not. I've been making beats and then I kind of send them out sometimes and never really get any feedback. And then I send them to my friends who play, and then we just make a jazz album out of it.
right,
It's been
right,
kind of
right.
a situation. Yeah. I made it like a trip hop um record this year.
Oh,
I'm not sure if you
really?
heard that one. Yeah, the
It's a
artist
trip.
called Lagos. It's like
Wow.
trip hops slash ambient, kind of like
Oh,
some
cool.
Eno slash Estro kind of style.
Brian
Well,
Eno? Brian Eno type stuff?
yeah,
Wow. So
like
it's all like
drifty kind of.
instrumental?
No, there's vocals. This is a
Oh.
mix. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I'll send it
Wow.
to you. I'll
What's
send
the
it
name?
to you when I get to.
Okay. If you can just email it
Yeah,
over to me. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'll send you
What
the. I got the vinyl too, though, so I'll get you one when I get the next pack in of passages.
Oh, that sounds what's the name of the of that project? The one you were just talking
Lagos,
about. It's called Lagos. Wow.
Milk, Honey, Sea, and Sky. So,
Man,
and
that sounds
she does like the little oohs and ahs on the title track passages.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's the same person. So,
Yeah.
but that's been fun. It's been fun to just, well, it's not really fun because it's quarantine, but it's a nice way to be in quarantine and just get drifty and drony and
Yeah.
you know.
Totally. Yeah. It's kind of like lose yourself in the moment and not
Yeah,
have to
exactly.
dwell on all this negative stuff that's happening in
Exactly.
the world.
Yeah, it's like pure escapism for sure. Yep.
Yeah,
So, which
totally.
is the opposite of Passages, kind of. So it's really
Mhm.
nice.
So are there any like jazz or musicians, jazz cats that you haven't worked with, like local or on the like, widespread scene that you would like to work with in the future or that you have talked to, you know?
Um, I mean, there's so many of the big, really big
Right.
guys, but I don't really know them or know how to.
Right, to connect with them, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Does
I tried to
Dexter
get.
Story live in San Diego or he
I
lives
don't
still
think
lives in
so. I
LA?
think he's in LA. He's on the first record I did. I'd love to do some more with him. It's just he's so busy. You know what I mean? So it hasn't really
Yeah.
come to fruition. The guy I started working with on Matt Passages, Matt Little. Do you know his music? We put out.
I saw his name on the cover, so I'm assuming
Okay.
he's a big part of the project, but I don't know who he
Yeah.
is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Basically, I made all the backing tracks and sent them to him, and then he kind of fleshed them out, and then we added the horns and stuff. He's from Philly, and we put out his album Liner Notes this year. I'm not sure if you've heard that.
Oh, so he's a Philly cat and he lives out here
Yeah,
now, or
he
he's
lives
still
in
over there?
Pasadena now. Yeah.
Right on.
Um,
Yeah.
but we put out his album Liner Notes. Did you hear that one?
No, I haven't heard that
That
one
came
out
out this
either.
year. I'll send you that one as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ironically,
So.
I was just in Philly a couple weeks ago, and I
Oh,
haven't been
okay.
there in years, and I
Right.
really, yeah, I like it. I like this. They take their music seriously over
They
there,
do. Well, you take everything pretty seriously.
Yeah, whether it's your hip hop, whether it's heavy metal punk, which I love too, or
Right.
whether it's like they're just not on the surface fans. They're like
Right.
real deal fans over there. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that, especially
All the
from
way
my
from food to sports to music, like if you
exactly.
everything is very very serious there.
Yeah, it's none of that fake stuff going on.
Yeah,
I appreciate that for
yeah,
sure, man. Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
So, but anyway, I was working with Matt. We put out his
Uh-huh.
record, and then I just started sending him the scratch tracks at the beginning of quarantine, and we just
Mhm.
he
Does he
played on
play
almost.
instruments too, or does he play?
Yeah, he's a keyboardist. He's played with a lot of big artists like
Oh, wow.
Anderson Paak and all the like
Right.
big session guy. He's a big session guy. But
Mhm.
so he's been working with a bunch of guys. That's been really great. I forgot where I was going with the story because we started talking about Philly and stuff. But
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't mean to distract
yeah,
you, but when you said he was from Philly, I just
yeah.
kind of went
No,
into.
no, it's all good.
But
We're
yeah,
just talking about with
yeah,
working with new people and who I want to work with and
yeah, exactly. And you brought
kind
him
of
up, and I saw that
yeah,
he was a part of the project. Yeah, that's
yeah,
okay, man. No, no,
yeah.
it's
He's
not
on
like
Lagos too, and we probably have 5 new tracks done for another album right now.
hmm
Well, backing tracks. They don't have any horns or anything lined up yet, but hopefully we got 5 things going, so it feels good. Um,
Nice, awesome, man.
yeah.
So I'm doing like this thing called Top Four. Like you're like the third person I've talked to. I've talked to a couple
Okay.
other musicians and producers already. And like for you, what's your top four producers? It doesn't have to be hip hop or whatever. Just like overall, like influence your style. Top
All right.
four producers over time, like that you can.
So tough, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Probably like Norman Whitfield and all that psychedelic soul
Yeah.
stuff.
Cool.
Sly or Curtis Mayfield and Primo and RZA. That's
Right
5, I
on.
guess. But um,
That's okay. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, remember that time we saw the RZA at that spot down by Adrian's
yeah.
record store?
Dartful. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They
The good
moved to
old days.
Highland Park,
Yeah,
but I remember the original spot was
yeah.
downtown in the
Have you
Arts
been to
District.
the yeah? Have you been to the Highland Park location?
No, you know what?
Okay.
But Stone's Throw has a bar out there that's pretty
Yeah,
cool, and
yeah.
I've been there, and we've had drinks over there. So,
Okay. Yeah, it's like
and
right
that's
next to that. Next time
right,
you're hit
right.
that. Well, if this shit ever ends.
And I know he's doing a show out of there um with several DJs like every
Yeah.
Thursday on some platform. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah,
top, yeah, I don't know
the
what the name of the
NCS
show is.
radio or whatever it is. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, so they're definitely cranking out some cool stuff every week.
Right.
So top four jazz albums like influential for you.
I'd say Cannonball's Black Messiah is
hmm
definitely it's like jazz but fuzz guitar-y. So
hmm
He gets pretty psychedelic with just that title track is really really incredible to me. So David Axelrod would be another favorite producer. Like
Oh yeah.
that's 6 or 7, I think now. But
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
um, top four, kind of blues, something else.
Yeah.
Lonnie Liston Smith,
Oh yeah.
expansions.
I
That's a
checked
little
him well before COVID at the Jazz is
okay.
Dead joint.
I was there too. Well, I went to the later show, I think.
You were there?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Yeah, I was with my girl, man.
Oh, okay.
But that was a great show,
It
and I think
was,
that was the
yeah.
one with Cut Chemist opened up.
Yes,
Yeah,
Catalyst played as well.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
man, that was so
that
good,
was
dude.
kind of the last thing I did before all this thing happened, before all this started. So yeah,
Man, I can't believe you were there. I didn't even know it, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think it was the late. There's two shows, right? I think we
there
went to
was
the
two
late one.
shows, and I believe we went to the late show. I do
Okay,
believe
yeah.
because at that time I was on Garth's show before they sent all the volunteers home at KCRW, and
Oh, okay.
he hosted that show and he got us in on the list. So
Nice. Okay.
that was really nice of him to do that because
Yeah.
I'd only done a few of his shows, but
Beautiful.
that was cool. Yeah. So like for top four hip hop albums that like
Um, Southern Playalistic is my favorite rap album.
right.
Uh, I would say Illmatic, Southern Playalistic, Illmatic, Camp Low, and
Oh, Campo.
the infamous or something. It's very difficult to do
Yeah,
these.
I know. Sorry about that. I don't mean to sound
No, it's all right.
cliche, but
No,
I
it's
just
fine. I
thought of
just
stuff
the
that
four
would
four is a lot easier than one, at least.
yeah
But
kind of pertain to your stuff. I saw Camp
yeah.
Low with Diggable Planets
Oh, crazy.
at the Regent. And that was great.
Yeah.
You know,
Blowout Comb could be up there easily. I
right.
might even like Diggable a little bit better than. I love the infamous, but it's such. As the older I get, that mentality is so much is really heavy when you think about their age and what they're talking about. So
It's a dark album, man.
that's
The
what I mean. Yeah,
Infamous. It is,
that's why I
dude.
like Southern Playalistic. There's some hope in that record. You know what I mean? So
It's like we're gonna live. We're gonna
yeah,
live.
exactly. Yeah.
So I know you're like really into soul. Like you know more about like old school soul and soul groups than I do. Like, so what would you consider like some underrated soul singers or soul groups that never really got like their shine over the years?
Um.
Just a couple or whatever, something that comes to
So
mind. You know.
on that note, I'll plug something. I've been working with a singer named Billy Prince,
Hmm.
who's with a Detroit group called the Precisions, and
Hmm.
they had the Funk Brothers from Motown play all their backing tracks, and they have a
Oh,
really famous Northern Soul song called "If This Is Love" and "Why Girl" with Dennis Coffey on that intro guitar. But I have a 7-inch coming out with him. It's been at the plant like 6 months now. But we
mm.
do a cover of "I Want You" by Marvin Gaye, and then another original song called
Wow.
"Angel," so that he wrote after Aretha passed. So the
So it's like a
Precisions I love. Go ahead.
it's a tribute to Aretha. I'm sorry.
Kind of. It's kind
Hmm.
of written when she passed, and it was kind of a tribute to her, but not fully. You know what I mean? Just a tribute inspired by her to
Hmm.
whoever's in your life like that. So, um,
Cool.
yeah. So the Precisions. There's so many.
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of like fell under the radar. You know.
Yeah, and then there's like, well, do some of these bands even have albums out, or are they just like two singles or something? You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
Renato Domino is really amazing. There's a song called Nevermore and Not Too Cool to Cry. That thing, it's just one 7-inch. I don't even know if he has a full record out.
Hmm.
It sounds like the RZA made it to me. It's just really heavy and really good. Um,
So Billy Prince kind of has that falsetto voice, kind of like
he has a
he
straight like Detroit.
he was in the Precisions, right?
Yeah, he's the
Right,
lead
right,
singer for those two cuts.
right, right.
It's not really falsetto.
Okay, it's a little lower than that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like he's trying to be Marvin basically. But the in the groove Marvin, not the later I want you kind of softer stuff or in the disc like you know, I heard it through the grapevine style of Detroit, like mid '60s sound. So
Right
uh,
on.
yeah. I'll make sure
So
you get all this stuff.
yeah, man, I appreciate if you send the stuff that you have sent me. I like the support. So if I see
Yeah,
one of my friends is releasing a
yeah,
record
appreciate
or
it.
whatever it
Yeah,
is, T-shirt, I'm gonna support
right,
because
right on.
that's what we do. Even though
Yeah,
we don't talk every day, but we still in the same circles.
yeah,
Vicariously.
yeah, exactly.
So what's the music scene down there in like in San Diego? Any noteworthy local artists that you can mention right now, or do you don't
Um,
really
um,
hang out at all?
there's a new group out up here called the Sacred Souls,
Oh,
and they're on
cool.
the new Daptones imprint, Penrose.
Hmm.
And one of the guys from that group actually worked at the shop, Soul Shack, um, which is a bummer when that fell apart. But
Right.
they're killer. They're on the new Daptones imprint. Really good guys. They did their first show at our shop. We had
Oh,
them there
so
a
you
bunch of
guys
times.
were doing live performances at the Soul
Yeah,
Shop?
yeah,
Oh, wow. I bet that was
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So Sacred Souls, and then there's another group. Oh man, Drametrics. They're like a
Mm.
psych fuzz. I don't know how to explain it, but Gaslamp was down with them.
Well, he's
Before he moved.
originally from San
Yeah,
Diego,
before
right?
he moved, he was down with them, and I think I don't know if he's on their releases or he just performed with them down here. But Drummetrics are, they're heavy fuzz, drums, breaks, noise, uh,
Nice.
just incredible releases. And they do a lot of vinyl releases, and they do these incredible like die cut math art. I don't know what you would call it, like a lot of triangles and
Mm.
shapes and like in the art and the die cuts, and you pull the record out of the sleeve and it'll like do some like psychedelic effect because there's like I can't explain it, man. You just got to check them out.
No, you're doing a good
Yeah,
job. That's
the
cool. Yeah.
Drummetrics and Sacred Souls, two of my favorites.
Nice. So did they ever come up to
Surefire Soul Ensemble is good. They're local.
Oh, Surefire. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're on Coal Mine. They did the Impeach the President remake with Kelly Finnegan on Coal Mine. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
Coal Mine Records, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from
Some
Ohio.
of your releases are on Coal Mine also, correct?
They never came out on there.
Oh,
I had talked with them, but they never like worked out. And then, because I put them out myself, so it's just
okay.
deal has to be kind of better than that, which is
Gotcha.
hard when you get everything and no paperwork or no wait well, there's always a wait. You're probably getting their shit turned around a lot faster than I am, but
I gotcha.
no waiting in a queue for everyone else's release to come out before yours is done, you know, put in line. So
And
real
plus,
good guys though, real good guys over there. So
there's such a huge demand for vinyl these days. It's
yeah.
like,
When there's
you
three record
know,
store days this week, and I'm doing like little small releases just to
mhm,
keep things moving during all this. And then there's three record store days. Everyone's trying to get something pressed up for. So,
mhm.
high demand at the plants right now. So kind of get
Is
pushed
it
to the side.
does it cost more to do the colored vinyl as opposed to just strictly black? Because I see a lot of cool colored stuff coming out.
I think it's like $100 more per
Hmm.
100. So if you're
Hmm.
doing, it's not that much. It's worth doing. And we always do like 100 color and then the rest black,
Right on,
just for
right on.
something unique. Yeah. So
Cool, man. Well, that's
yeah.
about it in it, man. I appreciate your time, bro.
Yeah,
Definitely,
likewise,
dude.
man.
And keep in
Great to
touch,
chop it up.
man.
Yeah, great
And
to chop it up, and I'll make sure you get all this stuff.
yeah, definitely send me that ambient project for sure.
I will. Yeah,
Send that over.
and then once I get the next, you know, final passages in, I'll just ship you a pack of stuff.
Okay, man. I
Oh,
appreciate you, bro. You
no
have a good
problem, man.
one. Good
You
luck to
too,
you.
man. Great to
Okay,
talk to you. Yeah, same to you.
sure. Bye.
Take care, man. Yep. Peace.